Mm. Well, welcome back, everyone. This is again, everyone. Thanks for joining in. This is not Plan B. So episode, I think 3. Man, a lot has happened since the last episode. I mean, a lot. So when we sold our house, I was working for a company that I was in the beginning phases of purchasing the business. And let's see, we started that around May, June. We started that around June, and then we separated ways in October. And so, what I was doing most of that time from June to October is learning a little bit more about the business, learning things that I need to do better, as well as trying to find the funds to purchase the business. Something that I ran into a lot is actually having heated debates with the wife on this. And she views things differently. I view things differently, and both of our ideas have been clashing throughout this entire process. And it got to the point where it just wasn't worth fighting over. So when I spoke with the owner, told him that I'm not gonna pursue it. And then shortly after that, we parted ways. And then the wife and I got talking more, and she decided, well, not really she, but it's more like I decided, um, that we would just start a new business. And so here I am, being a full time entrepreneur now, and I am starting up my own business. Now, what kind of business am I starting up? Well, it's still going to be in the clothing business. What I'm going to be focusing more on is being boys and men clothing, from basically casual all the way up to formal wear. We've noticed that there isn't really a lot of stores, in my opinion, that offers everything for men. I mean, you can see a lot of women's stores that offers a little bit of everything, and so when it comes to men's stores, I don't really see any of that. And anytime I go shop for my clothes, there's not one store that pops in my head. I mean, if I wanted to go get a T-shirt, I would probably show up to an event because I know I can get T-shirts for free in an event. And so, or if I just needed pants, some quick pants, I just go to Walmart. If I want to get to a suit, or a dress shirt, or anything in the formal wear department, I just go into a menswear store. And so there's too many stores that I go to shop for my clothes. So I'm just gonna create something for any male to come and purchase whatever they want, whatever really fits their needs. And what I really hate is just that there's so many stores that I would have to shop to. I'd rather just go to one store, and so that's what I'm going to create, is just create a one-stop shop store for people like me that just hates bouncing around to get stuff. And obviously, I want to make the pricing affordable and make it profitable for me. Obviously, we've got to figure out how to pay my family. And so that led to the creation of JJ's Menswear. And so that's currently what I am doing right now. And the store is currently up and running. And I'm excited and nervous, quite nervous, because I hate the fear of failure. I hate failing so much. And I always preach to my staff members that failure is a good thing, that it's a great thing. So I'm hoping not to be a hypocrite and just and not spiral downward when I fail. And so hopefully I don't fail. Anyways, I'm creating these series just to show my journey, as well as creating accountability for myself, because I want to see how far I can go, and I obviously really want to excel. Something that I have noticed about myself, I'm I like to say that I'm a pretty smart individual, and the way that I manage things as well as run things, I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on what needs to get done. The moment that I stepped away from a job and basically founding this menswear store, I've noticed that there's a lot of things that I still don't know. And so most of my time has actually been spent reading materials. And I mean, reading a lot of materials. Um, like, let's see. I've been reading this one book almost religiously now. And it's an amazing book. It's called To Choose Your Enemies Wisely by Patrick Bet David. Phenomenal book. It's a book that really uses both emotion and logic into your business planning. And it's one of the only books that teaches you to create a business plan. And there's these 12 building blocks that helps you create that plan. Essentially choosing your enemy, which can be a lot of things, but really anything that draws out some emotion behind it. Your enemy, competition, will, skill, mission, plan, dreams, systems, culture, team, uh, vision, and capital. So those are essentially the 12 building blocks. And as you start formulating a plan, you use these blocks to create a more successful business plan that helps you to have the motivation that you need, that draws out the true passion in you, and just to get things done. So I'm actually quite excited. I've been going through this process, and I've just noticed that there's a lot of things about myself that I need to improve, as well as I just need to just bring out my passion. And so one of the things that I noticed about myself that I truly really enjoy is that I actually like talking. Surprisingly, I call myself an introvert, and I still feel like I'm an introvert, but something that I found myself very surprising is that I do like having deep conversations with individuals. I like to talk to them and see what areas they need help in their life. I like basically, I wouldn't say guiding or counseling, but something to that effect. I really like to share my personal story experiences with those individuals that they're facing some type of problem or some type of trial in their life. And so I feel like I have a lot of experiences that they can learn from. And the thing that I don't like doing is I hate giving out advice, but I love sharing my stories that hopefully they learn from my mistakes so that they don't commit those same mistakes themselves. And so it's something that found that I truly love doing, as well as developing and growing team members. And so having to start this business, I don't have really a team yet, and so it's been actually pretty hard for myself. And so something I'm focusing more on is what how can I do what I do with my staff, but how do I do that with myself? And so I'm really hoping that this video series, that this journey that I'm going through, I can basically give myself advice, give myself some pointers to learn from my mistakes, to keep pushing through, to be more successful. And so um, from so that's something that I actually learned from this book. And something else that I truly that I'm actually quite grateful is that from this book is that it really opened up my eyes to a lot of things, to even more things about myself. For example, something about myself is that I prefer, when I'm in my friends settings, I actually prefer going by my nickname, Tito. Um, but if I'm in a professional setting, I go by my business name and well, my full name. The thing that I've always hated, and something that I didn't realize about myself, is that I actually don't like my name, my full name. And there is some history behind my name, something that I didn't know. I mean, I did know. Uh, but my So I'm going to get very very personal here. My dad shares the same name as me. So something. So his name is Juan Jimenez, and that's my name as well. And what my dad did in the past, he made some decisions that landed him into federal prison, and then got him to be deported out of the country. Now, this was like back in 2006, I want to say. It's been almost 2 decades since this whole thing has happened. So it's not recent. Um, and something that I noticed about myself is that I hated that my name was associated with my dad. And so um, uh, in this book, it's asked you to basically choose your enemy, something that really draws out your passion, something that you want to change. And so for me, I don't want to be embarrassed saying my name. I don't want to feel shame saying my name. I want to essentially bring honor to my name. And one of the things that so I am an anime fanatic. I'm not fanatic. I I enjoy watching some anime shows, and there's this one anime show called My Hero Academia. In one of the earlier seasons, you have this character called Todoroki. He has superpowers, which is half his powers is ice and half his powers fire, and he gets it from his parents. And he, in the beginning of his character arc, he hated using his dad's superpower, which is fire, and so he refuses to use fire, and just only use ice. And in one of these episodes, the main character, which is not Todoroki, the main character basically teaches him that it's those superpowers are his powers, not his dad's, and that's really struck me to the core because even though I do share the same name as my dad, it is my name, and it's my superpower. And so, what I would not want to do is to be able to work and have my name essentially overshadow my dad's mistakes in the past. And so, how will that happen? I don't know. When will I get peace from my own actions? When will I know I achieve this? I don't know. All I know is that I want to bring honor to my name. I want to actually not be embarrassed saying my name, because it's always awkward. If you've never really met me, you'll notice how awkward I am when I say my own name. I mean, it's very rare that I go by myself by my name. And what's interesting is that when the wife gets mad at me, she uses my full name, and it does nothing to me. It doesn't strike the fear of God. Doesn't do anything. I just don't feel anything. And generally, when your spouse like says your full name, it's like, oh no, what I did. I don't get that feeling. And so I guess that's probably one of the successful things, is that if she actually ends up saying my full name and I actually feel fear, then I guess I know I made it. And so anyway, so that's what this book is like. I'm noticing it's teaching me, just teaching me a lot of things that I didn't know I had, but use that as fuel to get things done. And so, um, after reading this book, I mean, I'm going through my second round reading it. I'm gonna be doing a lot more things that I didn't think I would. So not only have I established an online menswear business, I'm also thinking of opening up a physical location to keep promoting products, and then from there, while that's all going, I also want to start another business, and that is I've always wanted to develop video games. And so I'm in talks with one of my old high school friends, and he's into coding, and he's dabbled with some video games. And so I want to develop a video game, a simple video game. It's not like a super in-depth hardcore game. No, just some simple game apps, and just have fun, have a blast with it. And then I got another friend that wants to develop a board game, and I want to go back and work with him on that. And then I also want to get back into voice narration, to voice acting. And so I've got a friend that I promised that I would do audiobook narrations on, and so that's something that I need to focus on. So I've got a lot of things going on plate, but that's something I'm actually quite excited about. because again, I want to make sure that I bring honor to my name, that I want to own my name, and that when I see my name, that it actually brings a smile on my face. And so, anyways, this is was a lot that I'm sharing, a lot of personal things, and I didn't think I'd dive into that at all. So I'm excited. I guess on the more on the personal side of things, we ended up buying a house. From my last video, pretty sure I didn't know where I was getting a house. Well, now we've had this house, and we've had to do so many renovations, and I mean so many renovations. We've had to replace our electrical. We've got to replace the HVAC, our flooring, the walls. Yeah, there's just a lot of things that needed to get done to this house that if I knew beforehand, I wouldn't have bought the house. um, for some of you that are curious, do I have another job lined up? No, I don't. I'm just currently we're just living off of our savings, which is draining pretty fast. And it's just, I guess, another motivator factor to just get things going quickly so that we can start seeing revenue. Anyways, I'm excited for this venture. Hopefully that you're excited as well to follow me in this journey. If you like to keep following, just like, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. I don't know the sayings here. Well, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And I got to get back to work. Thanks, guys.